It has always been a very tight-knit and beautiful community. You know, I mean, the city is like the plus in getting them what they need and addressing concerns and finding the opportunities. But this is a community that has such strength on its own in its culture and diversity that they need no help bringing their voice together. Historically, there have been a couple of organizations that were put together from the grassroots of this neighborhood. So Montbello Organizing Committee is one of the RNOs that has been out there, registered neighborhood organizations, that has been out there for quite a long time, as well as the Montbello 2020 Organizing Committee. And actually the councilwoman that, this is her district now, Councilwoman Gilmore, I believe originally started one of those registered neighborhood organizations and, you know, brought together community members, and they put a voice out and said, you know, we're being neglected. We need connectivity. We need food accessibility. We need all these commercial uses and all of these mixed uses that everybody else gets in the core, but we don't have them out here. And by the way, we'd like to walk to them, right? So this is everything that we hear now that we're into the neighborhood, and it's really great that we're planning out there because everyone is all for us being in the neighborhood, the city being in the neighborhood, and the spotlight being on them in terms of now we get to focus on the far northeast and make it a better place, make it a place that people want to go to. Even Peoria, you know, we're looking at that as an opportunity corridor. And how do we, you know, how do we preserve the industrial, but maybe activate the edge that is right along Peoria, and then preserve the single family on the east of that, but activate that edge as well. Because that should be a corridor that people like to walk on and commute, especially because north of that is your Rocky Mountain Arsenal, which we find an opportunity area as well because it's such a large open space. You've got the wildlife out there, but you've also got environmental issues out there. So we're just trying to activate wherever we can and make them community spaces for the neighborhoods. So our first goal that our planning team wants is to ensure that we preserve the character of the neighborhood. You know, it's a very historic neighborhood. You've got these beautiful single family homes. So looking for the opportunities where we could add more housing diversity would be wonderful. And we have identified a few areas, and we're working with our steering committee to understand if those are great places and if we're getting it right. But there is some concerns around those opportunity areas being identified simply because people are afraid of the change. Change can lead to gentrification and involuntary displacement. So we want to avoid going down that road and be very cautious with how much change we're going to allow and where we're going to allow it. So some of the strengths in Montbello are the neighbors and the single-family homeowners that live in that area that have a tremendous culture, and they're very diverse. This is actually one of the most diverse parts of the city. So it's a very well-knit community. So Montbello in particular, some of the weaknesses are that it does have a serious lack of connectivity that we're focusing on for the plan. Food access is very scarce in terms of healthy food. But if you drive up and down the I-70, you'll find every fast food restaurant possible, which is really bad and adds to the health effects of the neighborhood. How the neighborhood planning initiative is going to help Montbello in the sense that we want to bring the connectivity, we want to bring food access and healthy food initiative to those neighborhoods, and mainly because they are an area that's a vulnerable population. You know, it's one of the only areas that has affordable housing, but that could be argued because affordable nowadays is not necessarily affordable to all.
We are rolling.
So do you want me to look at you or do you want me to look at the camera?
You can look at the camera, but I will sit right
talking to
here.
you? Yeah, like, because usually it's weird when, like, people don't typically look in the camera,
Right.
they look at the person.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yes, that's great. Okay, so our first question is...
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You've been recording this whole time?
No, just as
Oh.
like 20 seconds ago.
Now we've got a bloopers reel.
Yeah.
Perfect.